Hi y'all, it's Becky Raisler. I have Becky's Journals on Instagram and on YouTube. And on Facebook, I'm Rebecca Raisler, parentheses Becky Raisler, Roesler. And today I'm going to show you something that I have that somebody sent me. And I just can't believe, we have the most generous, most kind, most loving friends here on that are junk journalers or scrapbookers. People who do journaling and scrapbooking are the most fabulous, generous friends in the whole entire world. Somebody named Kathy, and I forget Kathy's last name, but Kathy sent me 14 Reader's Digest junk journal covers. Now, she wrote me and told me she wanted to send me a bunch of books so they wouldn't end up in the landfill. And I told her, oh, please, let me pay you something. She says, no, I want to give them to somebody who's going to use them. And I'm like, well, take the book block out so it won't be so heavy to ship, because 14 of these books with the book block in. So she sent me just the covers, and I am so grateful. I have been working on Reader's Digest journals here the last 6 months or so. I have been really concentrating on them, and then she sent me all these, and this is going to keep me busy forever, I think. Some of the book covers are really old and brittle and cracking right here. Can you see that? It's cracks right there at the where it's folded a lot, and it depends on how they were stored for all these years. This book is from the 1950s, and who knows how it was stored. I'm sure it was on somebody's bookshelf for a long time, but then it may have ended up in a box of books and just thrown out in the garage or down in the basement or wherever. Here in Texas, we don't have basements. Did you know that? No basements in Texas. But anyway, I've got 14 of them, and I've started working on this project. Now, I have divided the books up into ones that I can save the spine or reuse the spine just by reinforcing it. And then I've got some that I'm going to have to take the spine off and use the spine make the spine into a bookmark, because they're just weak right there at the where it bends over. I have gotten all the books trimmed out. Once you take the book block out, you have all this ragged edge. I cut it back with some scissors, trimmed it back as far as I could and as neatly as I could. And this is one of the original leather spines, and it is starting to crack, and you can feel it. When you feel it, it's got like a paper cover on the inside and the outside. By the way, this is my most favorite of all the Reader Digest books. It's from 1957, and it's got the dragonfly on it. And if any of you find these things, oh, I just love them so much. I love working on these. And I'm going to make this one into a pink journal eventually. But I'm going to rebuild the spine and save the spine. So the ones that are older and the spines are not as weak, and this one's not, this is from the 70s, but the spine is cracking there. So the ones that the spine is starting to crack, these really old ones, I'm going to have to remove the spine and then replace it with these, especially all these from the 1950s. Not a problem. I saved the original spine and make it into a bookmark, and I really like that. But anyway, the others are all from the 70s, and they have some of them have some pretty wild covers on them. I mean, these things are just fabulous. But what I do, once I've got it all trimmed up neat, that one needs a little more trimming there, I start working on reinforcing the spine. And how I do that is I take cereal boxes that I save and I cut them down to the size I want. In this case, it's about approximately 1.5 inches, maybe a little bit less. My husband did it for me because there's no way that I could have sat there with the utility knife and cut out, because I have arthritis in my hands, y'all. It's pretty bad sometimes. But anyway, so what he has done is he has cut me out a whole bunch of them that are about the right size. And some of them were more narrow, some of them were wider. So I may have to trim some of them down, but he's cut a bunch of them out. And the wider ones I'll use on the books that I have to remake the spine completely, build a new spine. But the others, what I will do is I will glue 2 of them together, and I put the colored part on the inside, but I glue 2 of them together. And then what I will do is, once I've got that done and I've got it trimmed to size, and I'm going to trim it so it comes about to where that paper is right there. Not all the way to the top, because I have learned from doing it that if you take it all the way to the top, it shows, it sticks out. So that's about right there. So when I fold it up, there's not anything to catch on it. It gives me probably about 1/8 of an inch right there. But that's what I do. 2 pieces of cardboard. And it would be sturdy enough with 1 piece of cardboard, but this is better with 2 pieces of cardboard because it raises it up just a little bit where it's more in tune with the covers of the book. So that's what I'm working on. And here's the ones that I have done, and I'm just mass making these since I have so many of them. These are the spine has been glued in, and once I let these set and the glue dries just in minutes. I'm using Fabri-Tac glue. I don't use anything other than Fabri-Tac glue. I've used other fabric glues and they took too long to dry. They were very wet. This dries very fast. Beacon 3-in-1 glue is also really good to use, but I have bad allergies, and Beacon 3-in-1 glue has something in it that really stinks and messes with my allergies. So this is not stinky. It doesn't bother my allergies at all. So, and it dries just in a minute, literally a minute or less. So I don't have to weight it down or do anything. I mean, it's stuck down there. So the next thing all I have to do now is put some, I'm going to use Tyvek paper. It is like a plastic paper. And if you're interested, I have you can do this with any books you want to reuse the spine. I have some video on making, reusing old books if you'd like to see the whole process. But the next thing I'll do is I'll put down some Tyvek paper here. And I like the Tyvek paper because I can get it glued down inside really flat. And if the spine is cracked or messed up, I'm going to wrap the Tyvek all the way around, and then I will cover that. But if the spine is good and I want to save the spine, I can leave it like this. Some of these are starting to crack right up here and right down here where they've been in and out of the bookshelf so many times. So some of these I will save the spine like that, but I haven't decided exactly what I'm going to do, because not all of these are in colors that I enjoy working in, and orange is my least favorite color, and I have got at least 4 that are predominantly orange. And then I'm going to use my artistic background. I have been an artist all my life, and I'm over 70 now, and I'm going to use my artistic sense, and I'm going to do what I can to alter some of these books, alter the covers to downplay the orange. What I'll do is I'll find probably a blue fabric and cover the spine with a blue fabric, and that'll tone it down some. Some of these books, I'm looking at them and I'm thinking, wouldn't it be fun to make a boho journal with them? Because the patterns are pretty wild. This book right here is worn. It has been well used. It's worn, and I may paint on some of these books to decorate the top and inside. I may use some paint to decorate the covers, but I'm going to get them reinforced on the inside and decide if I want to cover the outside with fabric or not. Most likely I will, because these aren't the prettiest spines in the world. So probably I'll find a fabric that I want to use. But I think this one would be good for a boho journal. And this one would be good for a boho journal too. But that's what I'm thinking. I have never done a boho journal. And this one, I love this. It's my favorite color, blue. I love blue. And I'll probably do a pastel. The cover's in really good shape. So I probably will do minimal decoration on the front like I've done the previous journals. And I may have some of these available as naked journals, or maybe just the covers. Depends on what strikes my fancy, but I really like this one. So I picked out the ones that I'm going to work on first, and I've already done the inside. This one is gold, and it is not my favorite color. And so what I think I might do is I could make a boho journal out of this one, or I could add a pale blue, and then pale blue and gold decorations I think would be really pretty on that. Probably I'll cover up these end papers on the inside with my own, whatever matches the cover when I finish it. But these are the ones that I'm working on first. And I thought that I would show you, what my project is that I've been working on this week. And I appreciate you watching. Let me know what you think I ought to do with these books. And be sure and subscribe and hit the like button. Hit the thumbs up. Thanks a whole lot. Bye-bye.